In addition to their spring semester academic work, 28 student athletes took part in 7 sessions of the Penn Resilience program.
This is about mental resilience, mental health, leadership skills that you all can take in your day-to-day life and on your sport.
No, this is not a credit course. It was their willingness and their passion to just do something that might help them in their experiences.
Athletic trainer Brittany Blunt and Christian Brown from Academic Support for Student Athletes were selected to teach the class.
5 days total of training. The first 2 days were us literally going through the program as if we were the ones to be taught, and then the other 3 days we're learning how to teach.
I think that was my goal, essentially, to take the course of I want to show up better for the people I work with, I want to show up better for myself. The material was so impactful because I felt like it targeted things that I could learn and grow in on my everyday skills, everyday life, things that I encounter, adversity, challenges. I feel like it targeted all of that.
Topics and discussions included the explanation of what a joy multiplier is.
This last week we talked about the joy multiplier, like the people that you go to with good news, and some people are genuinely happy for you, and then some people want to one-up you or only see the negative, and it's not only recognizing who those people are in your life, but also how do you react to good news.
You may not recognize the phrase catastrophic thinking, but we've all experienced it.
Catastrophic thinking is basically what it sounds like. You have a situation and you think about the worst possible scenario that it could be. The way to overcome that is just to realize when it's happening and then have little things to say to yourself that get you out of that thinking.
The next day after the class, be in the training room and people talking about the mental traps or the positive emotions or the topics that we were talking about, they were bringing it into their daily interactions, and that probably was my favorite part of seeing how it translated from the things that they were learning into the things that they were doing on a day-to-day basis.
A beauty of the course was the representation of many sports and backgrounds these student athletes come from. Each week, they became more and more comfortable with sharing their own personal experiences.
We laid that foundation of you speak as much as you want to speak. We're going to force you as a lot of times.
I feel like the first time it was a little hard because I feel like a lot of us, and there's that stigma of gotta be tough, don't show weakness. And I feel like we kind of tackled that barrier within the first class of just not being afraid to raise our hand and be honest.
When there was stories being shared that I'm like, oh my goodness, I go through that. That's something that I relate to. It just really helped me be more comfortable with being able to open up and whatnot.
We were having open conversations, and it was crazy to see how my experiences were the same as a tennis player's experiences, or someone who does something completely different, non-contact at all. And I think that kind of, that's where we were able to get that, that vulnerability and that comfort in that room.
I love every single one of my students. I've actually, it brings me joy to even talk about, to being able to have that engagement and the way that they interacted with each other, the way that they opened up about the things that they talked about. It was just so fun. It brought so much joy to my life.
The NC State Athletic Department and Academic Support Program saw this class as an opportunity to learn and grow. For 28 student athletes and 2 faculty instructors, it was just that.
There's a lot of layers to this, and I feel like we did a really good job of going through all those layers, just to understand us better as people, understand us better as student athletes. So it was really cool.
I really do encourage doing it because it's something that a lot of people don't take time to do. And you're a competitor and you want that edge. And this is another thing you can add to your tool belt. Resiliency, mental resiliency is something that you have over your opponent. That's really what drove me to keep doing it. I'm doing something different.
See you, Zach. See you. Class dismissed.